Welcome lecture to our presentation. My group is group 7. The topic is about the human resource management. Here is the table contents of this topic. I will introduce about the importance of human resource management. So, why is important to manage the human resource in the project? People determine the success of or failure of the organization or the project judgments. The recent statistics on the workforce employed in the industries in the information technology sector in the US, December 2002, there was more than 10.1 million IT engineers, up from 9.9 million was at January 2002. IT management predict in the near future, and they will need 1.2 million more engineers. Non-IT companies hire more engineers. IT companies in the radio of 12 divide 1. The next part is about the factor that affect human resource management.
Okay, so talking about the four factors that affect the HRM. The first one is motivations. Motivations is the inner drive of each individual. It is a force to work towards specific goals. The motivations of employees affects their work performance, commitment to the job, and their job satisfactions. If employees are motivated correctly, they will have the drive to work at a better pace and quality. Manager needs to understand the motivations of each employee in order to create appropriate motivation plans to improve the general work performance and employee satisfactions. The next one is influence. Influence is the ability to affect the opinions, thoughts, and actions of the others. Human resource managers can influence the behavior of employees in the organizations by building good relationships, communicating effectively, and using persuasive skills. The third one, power. The power is the abilities of managing and control the implement decisions of the company. The source of power for human resource management can include the control of access, the control of the resources, and the control of the work procedure. And finally, the efficiency. Efficiency is the achievement of the best result in a given situations. Human resource management needs to create a good work environment in order to achieve the highest efficiency. If the human resource management of the organization is good, employee will feel satisfied and attached to the company, leading to growth uh, and development of the organizations. Right, so that is the end of the four factor. Now we move on to the theory X and Y.
About theory X and theory Y of MacGregor. So Douglas MacGregor was a management theorist who proposed two distinct approaches to management, which he called theory X and theory Y. So theory X assumes that people are inherently lazy and need to be coached and controlled to work. Managers who subscribe to this theory believe that people are motivated primarily by fear of punishment and that they need to be closely supervised to ensure that they are doing their work. Theory X managers tend to use a directive management style, giving orders and closely monitoring the work of their subordinates. So about a theory Y, on the other hand, assumes that people are inherently motivated and responsible, and that they will work towards organizational goals if given the opportunity. Managers who subscribe to this theory believe that people are motivated by a sense of achievement and responsibility, and that they need autonomy and support to do their work effectively. Theory-wise managers tend to use a participative management style involving employees in decisions making and giving them more control over their work. So now we must lay out one question that which theory is better than the other one. So follow Michael Rieger, he believed that theory Y was the more effective approach to management, and that it were better suited to modern knowledge-based organizations. He argued that theory X were based on outdated assumptions about human nature, and that it led to a low moral, high turnover, and poor performance. By contrast, theory Y was based on a more positive view of human nature, and it led to higher morale, better performance, and greater job satisfaction. So now we'll come to the fourth part of the presentation. I will let it to him.
How to improve the efficiency of the work. Um, the project manager can apply the COVID 7 habit to improve the project performance. Um, so he approached and start in the beginning with the end. That means begin with the end in mind. And next is the habit of arranging and the performance work in order to priorities. That means bird first, thing first. Uh, habit of thinking both is beneficial. Uh, think win-win. Seek first to understand, then to be understood. Uh, synergize and sharpening their tools. The next one is listening, listen, understand, and improve the relationships. So good project manager are good listeners. They listen with the attention and understand the problems before communicating with someone. You must have to a good relationship with that person. One of the techniques to have the interplay to a good relationship is the matching technique, mirroring. Compare some other people's behavior, such as voice, breathing, movement, from there to identify so that can have better relationships. The IT professional often need to develop proactive listening and other skills to improve the relationship with a customer and a stakeholder. Finally, is improve the relationship between the user and the implementer. Some company needs manager, but not the IT engineer, to lead the identification and validation of investments in the new computer systems. The CIOs motivate employees to realize that personally need to attend all technology decisions. Uh, some companies have redesigned their IT department to look like the consulting firms. So the finally part is about the human resource manager process.
Human resources management is a complex task that requires the collaboration of multiple departments. Without specific personnel management process, inconsistent management may occur, leading to unnecessary misunderstanding and affecting business results. Conversely, with the detailed personnel management process, your business will achieve the following. First, it reduces error in the interaction process between the employee and the HR department. Second, it improves the response time for the human resources department regarding employee in inquiry. Finally, it increases the work efficiencies and the customer service quality. The human resources management process include the following basic activity. The first is establishing the rule and the recruitment system for the personnel, building responsible and appropriate policy play an important role in the fostering good relationships between employee and the company leader. Depending on the various factors, each business will have the different personnel management policies, but they generally aim to ensure that company employees have a comfortable working environment, work in a safe environment, and have adequate material benefit. An important activity that cannot be missed in any human resources management process is the construction of an internal regu- regulatory framework system in the enterprise. This system includes overall regulations, produce policies, and mandatory documents that are common within each enterprise, each field of activity, or each specific behavior. Uh, Corporation culture is an entire set of cultural values that are built up throughout the company's survival and development process. Each company has different formation, process, and development direction, so each corporate culture will create different compared to other company. However, to create that different, it needs to basic on two factors. First is mission and vision, including objectives set by company in each stage during its operation. And the final is current value that company has, including human resources, work environment, form and method of work, customer, and communication culture. The second activity is implementing human resources management process. First, we need to recruiting staff. Manager need to develop a strict and unified recruitment process to achieve high recruitment effectiveness with the following common steps. First is recruitment planning. Next is recruitment alignment. Next is resume the collection and screening. Next is initial interview, skill skills testing, selection interview, property proportionally training, and finally a recruitment decision. In practice, competition among business is actually competition of the quality of human resources. Understanding the importance of this training and developing human resources are been as a long-term investment strategy and carried out in a planned and unified manner. The final activity is human resources planning. It implemented in a conjunction with the process of training and developing human resources. Human resources planning play an important role in a system considering the need of human resources to ally personnel plan that ensure recruitment, training, and the correct use of people. meeting that meeting the need of the job at the right time and achieve the organization's goals. Having the right planning process will increase the coordination among people in the organization in a line with a common goal set, increase work proper, productivity, and the forecast the organization's future human resources needs. And that is all of our presentations. Thank you, teacher, for listening.